The Legal Practice Council says Malesela Teffo failed to prove that there are no merits of the complaints brought against him. Teffo has been disbarred as a legal practitioner. The High Court in Pretoria has ordered he surrender his certificate of enrolment to the court. This comes after the council brought an application before the court for Teffo to be either suspended or struck from the role. In its application, the council argued that there had been numerous complaints against him, some relating to the misuse of clients' funds and misleading the court. Teffo represented accused number 1 to 4 in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial and later withdrew his services in July. Let's explore what options are available to him now. Sandile Fuba-Marais is joining us for that conversation. Thank you very much for availing yourself this morning. Maybe let's talk about the merits of this, right? So is there something to be said? Is there merit to this judgment?
Thank you so much, Judy, and good morning to you and good morning to your viewers. Definitely there are merits as far as the judgment is concerned, as far as the matter is concerned rather. There are merits that actually warrant the disbandment or the striking of the role of the advocate in this particular case. You would recall that he has just over 22 complaints against him, and these complaints are coming from different sectors in the public. You have complaints coming from the courts and from the judges. You have complaints coming from the members of the public. You have complaints coming from colleagues, advocates and attorneys. You have complaints coming from members of the South African Police Services. You have from the state attorneys as well. So you have multiple complaints that came in, and all of those complaints, they do warrant or they do justify what the judgment actually had concluded to be. So yes, they do warrant it, and yes, there are in fact merits that warrant his disbandment.
So what options are available to him now?
He has multiple options. Of course, one would be, if the moment you get disbanded, it's either you are going to appeal such a decision, hoping that a different court would reach a different conclusion with the set of facts that are given to it. Of course, that's an option available to him as well. Also, what is available to him is, at a later stage, in a couple of years down the line, he would have to come back to court, or he can come back to court and try to prove to the court that, in fact, now he is now fit and proper. He can practice the law. He would have to prove to the court that whatever that had happened before has now changed, and therefore the court should allow him to be able to practice again. Another option that is available to him, of course, it is to, at a later stage, of course, communicate with the Legal Practice Council and try to see whether he can be brought back into the legal profession. So he has some options that are available to him, whether being appealing or having to come back at the stage and claim that he has been, I would say, rehabilitated, or to say that he has now been in a way better position and therefore he is now fit and proper. Those are some of the options that would be available to him.
So this decision had nothing to do with the Senzo Meyiwa trial. However, he has enjoyed, or he is enjoying, some public attention. Has that hurt or helped the case?
Look, in terms of, I would say it has actually hurt the case in the sense that you have a legal practitioner who is, as far as I'm concerned, kind of made himself the center of this particular case. The case was really not about him. The case was about Senzo Meyiwa, and that we should have made the case literally about that and not about the person. And the complaints that were raised against him have nothing to do with the Senzo Meyiwa case. Yes, at a very least, some of these complaints do include him having to threaten some of the members of the Southern Police Services and some of the members of the prosecuting authority. Most of these complaints have nothing to do with the Sandile Fuba-Marais case. Some of these complaints emanate literally from 2019. You recall also at that point he has been arrested multiple times, even before he was arrested in court. So some of them, well, most of them, have nothing to do with the current case. There are complaints that were brought against him a couple of years back. Some of the complaints are being investigated by the Legal Practice Council. So they have nothing to do with the case in essence. However, I would say because of the Sandile Fuba-Marais case, he has become quite, I would say, famous or well-known, and therefore some of these things, or some of these matters, or some of these issues, then became quite a huge public media conversation, or a huge conversation, mainly because of the Sandile Fuba-Marais case. But the complaint level against him have nothing to do with the case itself.
Sandile Fuba-Marais is the Executive Director of Fuba-Marais Attorneys. Thank you.